Oh, wow. Tuesday morning, BBIG. We made a video just yesterday on Monday when the market was closed talking about BBIG, the potential for a big squeeze today. And well, it's up big. We're going to break down the chart, talk more about this move and what is going on right here in this video. So make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Today, we're diving into BBIG once again, looking at the chart here. We made a video yesterday talking about this potential play and what is going on. And I think it's so amazing. It's literally so amazing. It is just so amazing that the line that you see on this chart right here, this yellow line, we drew this yesterday on Monday when the market was closed. So we had no idea exactly how high BBIG would go today. But if you look here at the chart, well, look at that. The high today on BBIG was $5.49, that was pretty much right where we were thinking resistance would end up hitting based on the daily chart, seeing the resistance back there in November of 2021. And well, we got lots of volume, we got lots of action. I don't know about you guys, but it's looking very similar to the previous big squeeze that happened here on BBIG when it went from $2 up to a high of almost $12.40. Now, what's the deal? What are we going to do from here? I'm going to be honest, you guys. I did buy some call options on the dip today here on BBIG. The problem now is, do we get stuck at this level? Hey, if you enjoy these videos, do me one big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Also, let me know, what do you think in the comments below? Where will BBIG be tomorrow morning? Will it be above the 540 resistance, or will it be back below $4? Let me know in the comments below. I want to see what you guys think. Let's get back into the action. Are we going to have enough continuation? Are we going to fill this gap? You know, what's really the case here? If we look at the daily chart, we can see that the next resistance really isn't till $9. Now, I'm looking at it like if we can hold this area here at the 530s, if some better news comes out, more hype gets behind the stock, the shorts get squeezed. If we can break above this level, I think we can really get a big squeeze going because of shorts, number one, being through here. Lots of shorts in this action. So you're thinking shorts have an average around $3 to $5. So if we can break above this, you're going to have more shorts that were shorting the last few days. And the more and more that are going to be shorting, the more and more people are betting that the stock is going to go down. Well, there's a much better chance that this goes to the moon here. And I'm not going to say it's going to go to $1,000 or $1 million or anything like that. But clearly we can see the next target being that $9 level. And then after that, $12.52. And really, I mean, I'm not even going to think about what's after $12.52. I'm just going to focus on what we're looking at right here, right now. And you can see the only thing that I'm worried about here, number one, is that we have a big gap in the chart from this 430 level up there to almost 450. So there is a gap in the chart. We're running into resistance. This was previous resistance here. The question is, can we get enough volume to continue this move and continue higher? And it really, I think, comes down to one simple idea here, and that comes down to the news. News comes out with the Cryptide deal. They come out with the shares and talking more about that, and there's hype around it, and they start to actually, do something here. BBIG, well, it could really fuel a massive move, like I said, up to that $9 level. From $5.30 up to $9 is still a really beautiful move. That's almost a 100% move, going from the $5 area almost to $10, $9 up there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right here. If we look at the daily, the smaller time frames, let's look at the 15-minute chart. You can see overall, the stock did end up holding pretty well most of the day. This was on Friday. We had a nice little move, little pullback, boop, 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 pushed up. We had the gap this morning. We gapped up. We had this big push up. So clearly right now, that $5.30 to $5.40 area is acting as major resistance. And you can see right there, $5.30, $5.40, that resistance. But the thing that I want to point out here is, look at this, right? It basically held this basically all day, this overall trend line. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we opened here at the 460s. We rallied up, we pulled back. We rallied up, we pulled back. But we're not making lower lows. We're making, kind of higher lows, I guess I can put it. We had a little bit of, trouble there at the $5 area going into close, but we were able to rally. And then after hours right now, still pushing up there. It's 4:30 after the market close here, and we are right at that resistance there at the 5:30 area. So tomorrow it could, we could come out with some news that this thing is going to gap up. We get a big gap up above this level. It could really start a big squeeze. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to err on the side of caution that this company, is struggling. They need money. There's always that question of, is a company just pumping their bags up so they can do an offering? If the company comes out with news that they have an offering or they're going to do an offering or anything that screams dilution here at this point with the small float, with the shorts and all that, there's a possibility, this thing really just ends up cratering. So I obviously want everybody to understand the risk behind this play here. This is not just a simple like, hey, buy it and it goes to the moon type of play. There is risk here. There's obviously lots and lots of risk. When a stock goes straight to the moon, there's a pretty good chance it's going to crash back down at some point. The question now is, we went from the $2 level up there to $5.30. Does BBIG still have enough momentum to continue higher? I do like, by looking at the volume here on the day, for the overall day, the volume, we had a big spike in volume. We kind of tapered off, but we were able to kind of consolidate and push higher up into close. And that's bullish for me, especially looking here at the different time frames. If you go look at the 1 hour time frame, we basically have like this overall trend, just kind of forming there, and lots of bounces off of this. You can see the overall bullish momentum here. The stock kind of pulling back a little bit, rallying, pulling back, rallying, a little bit of a pullback, and now we're sitting at a very fine line. So Wednesday morning could be huge, but again, if they come out with any type of bad news, if they come out with dilution, they come out with offering or any type of bad news, or they don't come out with news at all, this stock could really crater. So no matter what, I'm always looking at this as like, I do have call options. I bought call options this morning after this push up. I ended up buying the call options once we kind of pushed up and we pulled back in this level here. Once I saw we were consolidating, I was buying call options, thinking that we have a possibility of breaking above that 540 area. And then I think really clearly, looking at the daily chart, the upside potential here is massive up there to the $9 level. Now, if my call options, if I get a move to the $9 level this week, those call options are going to be printing beautifully. That's a 100% move, so 1,000% move in those options. And well, we'll see what happens if it can really get going right now. But again, I always like to err on the side of caution. We've had some really good momentum here. We went from $2.50 up there to $5.20. But the question is now, is there enough fuel left in this rocket ship? You can see, back there in October, it had a similar move. It squeezed up and then it got tanked back down. So this could be, the top here. I'm just going to put it out there. We're at resistance. We know this is resistance. We know there's a gap. We're waiting on news. This is, a lot about hype here. So BBIG, if you're buying right now, like if you're trying to buy at $5.19 and you're hoping you're going to put all your money into this, it's going to go to $10. I'm always a little cautious. This obviously is not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you to buy or to sell, but I like to always look at every trade as the idea, like what is the maximum pain here? If I'm buying the stock at $5, where's my overall play to get out? Like, am I getting out at the $3 level? Am I getting out at $4? What am I looking at? If we pull back from the $5 level to the $4 level, and then we kind of squeeze up like that, well, then there's something to think about. But I think right now, with the hype and the way this is moving, it's really the question of, do we just push right above that 540 level? And if we can push above that, I think there's a really good chance that this is going to squeeze higher. And it really comes down to just kind of waiting to see what happens the next 24 hours with the news and whatever else BBIG is working on. We talked about on Friday the short percentage. We talked about the stock. We talked about the play. We identified the resistance. We identified support, the overall idea of the trade. And I posted it all right here on YouTube for you guys. So if you haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll be posting new videos every day, basically. So let's go.